And we are live back again. Welcome everybody to the second episode of ELF Live. I am Nick Alfieri here with my co-host, the one and only Silas Nasita. What's up, Silas?
We are back. We're back. I can't believe we're
so
doing
back,
it.
Man.
We are so back. This is the most consistent conversation that we've had in the 6 years that I've known you.
That's right, man. Our weekly Zoom call, just live for everybody to see us catch up about all things ELF.
Yes.
So we've got quite an interesting show, I would say, for everybody today. A lot of stuff has been going down in the ELF this week. Let's see, what do we got today? I think the big news that we should probably start off with is a guy we talked about last week a little bit, Silas, Jacob Sullivan.
The man.
And landed with the Berlin Thunder.
Called it.
What do you think?
Called it. Did I not call it? It's on the show.
You did call it.
And I did text him. I DM'd him. He did DM me back, and this is what he said. He said, just watch the show, love it, and we will see what happens. Heard Berlin is nice in the summer. So
there we go. So I think
right.
We're going to actually check out the social media video that Berlin's team made.
Can you hear it?
No. There it is. There it is. Jacob Sullivan, guy who won the ELF championship in 2021. Silas, did you ever play against him?
I did not play against Jacob, but we actually have interesting stories because he went to Marburg after I left Marburg, and we both wore number 7. And then he went to Frankfurt after I left Frankfurt, and we both wore number 7 there. So I feel like
guys just falling in.
Yeah, so I guess I better sign with the Berlin Thunder and then wear number 7 as well.
There you go.
He looks good in black. He looks really good in black.
He does.
I will say that.
It suits him, and like we said, hopefully that brings some excitement to Berlin. I know they've got kind of high expectations. Jacob Sullivan, I mean, after winning the championship in 2021, he got a lot of expectations placed on him, I would say. And I think it's been a little disappointing for him to not be able to go back and win that championship again. We'll see what he can do in Berlin this year. But the Berlin Thunder were not the only social media team this week to have a very nice video production. We have also got another signing announcement. Let's see what we've got here from our producers.
So if we talk right now, no one's going to hear it if they're playing a video?
What's good, guys?
Lorenz,
welcome.
Look at that. We've got the man on the show. Shall we say Servus? Welcome back to South Germany.
Servus. It's pronounced Servus. Golly.
How's it going, Lorenz? What's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show. How's everything going?
Thanks for having me, man. I'm having a blast right now. I'm in Mallorca right now with a couple of guys Marvin Rutsch, Nico Straman. We're just enjoying the off season. And,
classic Germans in Mallorca, dude.
Exactly, you know the deal.
Do Germans go to any? You guys know that there's other islands, right?
I've heard of other islands, but I've never been actually.
It is the 17th Bundesland, as they say, the
Exactly.
Majorca island of Germany. There we go. So you guys are enjoying a vacation. You're with the guys. You're with Marvin, and you're with Nico.
Exactly.
First question for you, Lorenz. Why is it time for you to go back to Munich this year?
Man, I really like what they did in the first year. I know there's a lot of struggles first year in the ELF, and I think they had a really good season in the first year. And I'm just excited to put my stamp on there. I'm done with my studies, and now it was just time to go home, be with my family, and yeah, I'm excited for the new challenge.
What do you think makes Munich a better city than Frankfurt?
It's bigger. I mean, I grew up there, so I just know where to go. I just know the spots. I have tons of friends there, also outside of football. You know, Frankfurt was basically all football, and I really enjoyed my time there. But there, it's just home. You know, it's just home.
Right. Yeah. What do you think? I mean, did Jacob not re-signing have any part in you not going back to Frankfurt?
No, because I made my decision before Jacob did not resign, you know.
Gotcha.
So I made my decision, and then I think a couple of days later, Jake did not resign and went to Berlin, and we kind of talked about it. Obviously, hey, it would be cool to still play together somewhere, you know. But yeah, I think he made a really good choice with Berlin too.
Yeah, you guys are going opposites, north and south.
Lorenz,
Well, Chad is a great quarterback, by the way.
I heard it. I heard about him.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Oh yeah, Silas, you guys played together, didn't you, for a little?
We did.
Mm-hmm. I think first of all, you can expect a couple of big signings in a couple next week. Just putting it out there, and then
Okay.
I mean, I think they last year their offense was great. Their defense was solid, but in the games against Rheinfire, their defense really didn't stand a chance. And now I think we're really boosting the defense. And yeah, I think our division is up for grabs right now. Stuttgart is doing good. What I hear, Swarko we will see, or the Raiders we will see with the new head coach, new quarterback, new everything basically. And then yeah, Milano, Helvetic, and see, I'm not even there yet. And Barcelona, exactly.
Barcelona.
We'll see. I'm excited for the games, and then Prague as an interconference game. No, I'm excited for the season. I think we have a good shot in the playoffs, and then you know, playoff football is different, but we're going for it all.
Do you think Munich will be one of the top teams in? I guess let me say it this way: how many years before Munich becomes one of the best teams in Europe? Because I know they will be. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential in Bavaria. I agree with that. And if you can bundle that in one team, I think it can get really good, honestly. And I hope, obviously, for me, I hope it's next year. But might be 2 or 3. I don't know. Depends a little bit on the development. But I'm excited for it for sure.
What do you think makes the Ravens so much better than the Cowboys? Like the Munich Cowboys were always trash whenever I was playing in the GFL. The Ingolstadt Dukes were kind of trash. Like, why couldn't those teams get it together?
I don't know, man. I think it's so many political reasons, honestly, like just stealing players from each other instead of like I said, just bundling the talent in one team. And I think that's what the Ravens are really doing right now. I heard they're really talking to the GFL teams as well, you know, trying to do like a development program for them. And that could be the game changer.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And last question that I've got for you here is when is Nico going to sign and unite the trio back together? Well, can you give us any breaking news?
Nico, come here real quick.
No way Nico goes to Munich right now. No way.
The question was when are you going to come back and make the trio complete?
I cannot answer this question.
What did he say?
Breaking news.
What did he say?
No answers on the show tonight.
Boo.
Keeping us in suspense. There we go. All right,
I can
guys.
say is-
Thanks a
all I
lot
can say
for.
is we're trying. Marvin and I are trying, but he's hard to get. That's all I can say.
There you go. Thanks, Lorenz, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. And
Appreciate
good
you
luck
having me.
this season with the Ravens. And enjoy
Thank
the
you.
rest of your vacation, man. Have fun down
We'll
there.
do.
All
Stay
right.
away
Appreciate
from
it, man.
Ballamon.
Oh, yeah. All right. So there's the homecoming. And now we are going to we're going to talk a little bit about ticket sales, Silas. Because as you see here in this nice graphic made by our lovely producer Maxie, ticket sales across the league are pretty astonishing, as some might say. So let's just rattle off here a little bit of facts. The Rhine Fire have already sold around, this graphic's actually a little outdated, actually sold around 3,000 season tickets already. I mean, like, we're like 2 months into the off season.
That's crazy.
pretty good, right?
So does
I
that
know,
mean
isn't that wild?
there's going to be at least 3,000 people at every game then? Is that what that's saying,
Yeah, I
essentially?
mean, like, probably, yeah.
Every home game? Nick, you're gone, apparently. But what I want what I really want to know, and maybe we can get some comments on this, is why is it that these German teams are getting so many more fans than, obviously Switzerland and Spain? What is it? Comment in the comments. Why are there so many fans in Germany? Where does that come from? Because I've seen that over the years, and even Austria. I played in the Austrian Bowl, and there wasn't as many fans as I expected. So, Nick, you look like you got some connection issues. I think you're back. My question to you is why do you think there's so many tickets sold in Germany and not in?
Dude, I mean, you and I played in Germany for a long time, and like you see, the growth of the game is pretty impressive there. Germany's got the biggest population, obviously, out of these countries, especially up in like the Rhine-Fire, Cologne, Dusseldorf area. That's the most populated area of Europe, I think. That's helping a lot. And I think Germany's just a little bit older with the game. And we're really seeing the benefit of all of that now that there's an infrastructure with this great league and all these opportunities for people to go to games. We've also got the announcement that season tickets are on sale for multiple franchises right now. We have got the Rhine Fire, Berlin Thunder, Frankfurt Galaxy, Munich Ravens, Stuttgart Surge. Got to give them an extra special shout out. There you go, Suni. T-Roll Raiders, Vienna Vikings, Milano Seamen, and Cologne Centurions. So if you're a fan of any of these teams, you can get your season tickets starting now for these teams.
Nick, if you could get season tickets. Hold on, go ahead.
Ooh,
you asked a question, I got one for you. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, let me just tell you first that the championship game for 2024 already has around 20,000 tickets sold. So that's like damn near 40% of the capacity of this like 50,000 person stadium. But Silas, go ahead. What were you going to ask me?
If you could get season tickets to any game or any team, Nick, snap your fingers and you got it. Which team you going to? What are you frozen? Nick, you need to get some better internet. Apologies to everybody watching, but Nick apparently uses the same internet that certain teams around the league use for their live streams. Anyway, I'm just gonna carry on without Nick here. 20,000 sold championship game. I will definitely be at this game next 2024. So you guys can meet me there. That's actually insane. The biggest game that I ever played in Europe, I think, was, I want to say 6,000. So
Silas,
you back?
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
What's up with your internet, bro? You need to figure this out.
I don't know. I'm having a tough day with the internet.
Are you in Oregon right now?
I am in Oregon, and maybe we've got pretty pathetic internet here. But what
You
were
guys-
you saying?
Oregon has a lot of problems. For
Yeah, we
anyone from Europe, you can
What
look that up.
what
I was
were
just
you
talking about how the biggest game that I played in Europe, I think, was max like 6,000 maybe, and to
Yeah.
see 20,000 sold for a game a year from now is insane.
Oh,
That's
dude, it's
crazy,
crazy,
bro.
and it just goes to show like how much progress the league is making.
Fast.
So for those of you guys who are looking for some Christmas gifts coming up, tickets to the championship game, not a bad Christmas gift, not a bad stocking stuffer. And speaking of gifts, the Frankfurt Galaxy fans got an early Christmas present,
Big time.
big time Christmas present, and that is, who do we got, Silas?
The one and only, the soap man himself, Markel Castle. That guy's a stud.
And we are lucky enough to have
at
him
that.
on the show with
And he's got
us.
the best hair in the game.
There he is, the 2023 offensive player.
What's up, Markel? I think you're muted, Markel. Yeah, I can't hear you. Still can't hear him.
No.
There's like a bunch of. Can we hear you now?
Yeah. Can you hear
There we go.
There we go.
What's up, dude? How's it going? Dang, bro, I can't hear nothing. Maxie, can you hear Markel? Okay. We're going to an ad, commercial break for technical difficulties.
Zu Hause ist immer jemand für dich da. Die Bäckerin, die dir leckere Brötchen gibt, die Friseurin, die heiße News für dich hat, der Metzger, dem nichts wurscht ist.
Kein Internet!
Und wir sind immer da, wenn du uns brauchst.
Ich installiere den mal schnell.
Euronics, für dein bestes Zuhause der Welt. Oide, 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 oide.
Maybe he came back in. Best commercial on this OC. Oh, Jens is right, by the way. I'm responding to this comment here while we figure out this internet, but he's right. I take it back. Ryan Fire last year was the most people I played against in Europe, 8,000. Nick's dialogue connection. All right, Maxie, can we hear Markel now? Ah, there he is. What's up, Markel?
Cool. What's going on?
Where are you right now?
I'm actually in my car.
Are you back in the States?
Yeah, I'm back. Out and about today. So, man,
Talk to us, man. What was the number one deciding factor signing with the Galaxy?
sorry, say that again.
What was your reasoning for signing with the Galaxy? Like starting with the most important thing.
Oh man, tough because I was actually considering retiring, man. To be honest, thinking about coming back to the cleats and talk to Frankfurt. Frankfurt get called. We kind of went to agreement where they really want here to it was kind of straightforward and like why not?
So you were actually thinking about hanging it up after this last year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Yeah, 28 is getting up there, bro. And
Yeah.
you would have left with the most dominant receiving season in the history of the ELF. That's pretty good.
But the crazy thing about I said, but where I feel like my body So
You still feel young?
yeah, I feel great, man. My body, more game. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Markel, thanks for joining us on the show, man. Sorry I was cut out there for a while.
Everybody's
Nah,
internet is trash today.
Yeah, we got a tough one today. Markel, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for coming on the show. So fun watching you play football, man. Excited to see what you do this year.
Thank you guys, man. Appreciate it.
I wanted to talk to him
All
longer.
right. I know. Hey, all right. Apologize. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Hopefully we're clean now, guys. Thanks for battling through with us. Let's get to our signing center. So, of course, first we had Markel Castle, Offensive Player of the Year 2023. Everybody's super excited about him going to the Frankfurt. But he's not the only superstar receiver to have signed. Harlan Quofi signed a 3-year deal, Silas, to the Rhine Fire. How wild is that?
Yeah, I want to know how that works. How does that even work in this league?
I don't know, man. He's just he's a hometown kid. He grew up there playing in Dusseldorf, I think. And I guess when you got a guy like that who's a hometown player, a guy that wants to be there, they're kind of setting new precedents here with the ELF of doing long-term deals. It's a pretty cool thing.
Also, is it like, did it get signing bonuses or what? Because I've never heard this.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him and see, but that's like pretty big deal there.
It's a huge deal.
We've also got another big time wide receiver in the area there going to Cologne, the Centurions. New guy in Europe, Connor Weddington. And this dude is from Stanford. He actually played with my brother a little bit at Stanford. Shout out to Jalf there. And he had some NFL practice squad experience, I think, with the 49ers, with the Seahawks. And so Cologne's getting a big firepower receiver to try and bolster up their squad. They haven't had the best results these last couple of years. So, they're trying to make some moves. It's a pretty good signing. And then who do we've got next? Silas, I got a big question for you on this next one. Daniel Wright. Alabama starter, started in the 2020 national championship game. He's going to Prague. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
What? I mean, the tough part with all of these guys, you look at these pictures, right? And you're like, dang, that guy looks like a beast. But it changes everything when you put him on teams that might not have an O-line, might not have a quarterback. So you have that receiver who signed from Stanford. You got a running back from Alabama, but they don't mean nothing without their team. And so this guy is a stud, obviously played for Alabama. He'll make plays, but the question isn't whether or not he's good at football. We already know he's good at football. The question is, will he have a team to back him up, and will he not like lose his mind living in the city of Prague?
Yeah. I mean, Prague is it can be a fun place. So, it's we'll see how that goes. I'm curious. I mean, obviously he's going to be a baller. Prague is working some things out. They're a relatively new team, so we will see how that goes. But moving on to another team in the East, the Vienna Vikings have re-signed one of their long-term imports, Xavier Edwards, defensive back. I believe it's his 3rd year with Vienna. Vienna is, when you find an import that you like, and you keep re-signing him there, and that's a great program, obviously. And so he did, Silas. He battled pretty back and forth with the surge receiver this year, Darryl Stewart. And Darryl did end up getting the best of him. I don't know if you saw any of that, but they were kind of going back and forth, getting a little bit chippy there in the semifinal game.
I love that. We need more of that in Europe.
Yeah, dude, I like it.
But we need it with Europeans. This is a public call out for all European DBs and receivers. Y'all need to start getting a little bit more aggressive and fighting. Just start fighting more. I'm gonna start saying that. It'll make the game more interesting, and you guys will both get better.
There we go. Got to hear from Silas. So we've also got staying in the Eastern Conference with the Panthers. 2 big signings that we've got. New quarterback, Steven Duncan, who played in the GFL last year. He brought his team, the Dresden Monarchs, to the semifinal. I got to watch this guy play in person. They played in Schwäbisch Hall, and I was pretty impressed with him. A big dude. And I honestly felt bad for him a little bit because his receivers kept dropping the ball and fumbling the ball. He was putting the ball in the money, and I felt like I could see him getting pretty frustrated. So I'm excited to see what he can do in Poland with the Panthers. And he's got a weapon for himself as well, Matt Cole, who's going to be their A receiver, another dude with NFL experience. Let's see what he's got here. Played college football at McKendree University. He was a D2. Conference Special Teams Player of the Year. He spent 3 seasons on NFL practice squads, and he played for some special teams for the 49ers in 2020. So this is a guy who is obviously going to be a legit weapon for Stephen Duncan. So they've got some nice things cooking up out there in the East in Poland with the Panthers. Yeah. And Silas, that brings me to the next point. We're looking at the Panthers and this roster they're putting together, and people are wondering, is this a championship contending team? When you take a look at this roster, I think we'll get it up here. There we go. Do you think that the Panthers are going to be contending for a championship this year, Silas?
No.
Okay. Nice. Short and sweet. Please defend
I mean, those are some good players they got there. Okay. I know like half of them I don't know. But it takes a lot more than just having a bunch of good players to go to the championship game like that. And I mean, shock me. I don't care. I think it would be cool to see a Polish team in the championship. But my take right now is no. It's so hard to put teams together like that. Even if you have a bunch of superstars together, you got to learn how to play together. That's hard.
Sure. Okay, so Silas not feeling so confident about the Panthers.
I think they're going to be good. I'll say it that way.
Yeah,
I don't think they're a championship team yet.
I mean, they were good last year, and now they're reloading and kind of stacking up. Do you think so? You don't think they'll be great?
But do they still have their coach? I don't know. Is their head coach
Dave Christensen? It's actually a great point. He's got a ton of Division I coaching experience with Wyoming. 40 plus years of coaching experience, 33 at Division I.
Was he there last year?
He was there last year. I've heard good things about him. Talking to some players, talking to like AJ Wentlands, and a couple other guys who seem to really rave about him. So I don't know, man. I think that they could be
if they can get that running back.
Oh, Brzozowski, and I'm sorry, David, that I'm butchering your last name, but that's a great point. But Silas, they just signed kind of a superstar running back. So this is the big question. Are they going to sign Brzozowski back? Because they did just sign Gennady Adams, who this is a whole nother point here. He is being signed as an E while having previously been an A when he played for Frankfurt. So what do you think? Can you have 2 superstar running backs on a roster like this? You're a running back. How would you feel about that?
I mean, can they catch? If they can both catch, then keep them both. But if they can't catch, then you got to get rid of one.
Think about this, Silas. If you're David Brzozowski, how do you feel? You just had a crazy season. You won Homegrown Player of the Year. I think led the league in most rushing categories. But then your team goes and signs another superstar running back. Would you personally feel like, hey, was what I did not enough? What are you thinking?
Yeah. I mean, either they had a bad relationship or he said, hey, I might be going to a different team, because that would be a low move if he had a great season, they had a good relationship, and they're like, we're going to sign this other guy anyway. I don't think the running back is a position that you really need to go find an American for anymore anyway. But that's a different topic.
That's true. And we have to move on here in a second, but I do want to get your thoughts on that. The American running back in the ELF, it's a rare commodity. You were one of the few last year. What do you think? Would you spend an A spot on a running back in this day and age?
Only if you had like the best European receivers out there, then yeah. And he still would need to be able to catch the ball too. Like I played a lot of receiver last year, and realistically, I probably should have just played. If we could have had a little stronger of a running back, then I would have played slot receiver the whole time. But let's go ahead and move on to the homegrown heroes. The EFL has been putting on these documentaries about local athletes, and I think we got one, right?
We do. I think we're actually going to first check out a little snippet of the documentary. And we'll check that out here, and then we'll talk about it right after with you guys.
This is how a champion rolls. This is how the win unfolds. This is how a soul can rise.
Allora, perché ti parlo di famiglia in campo? Uno, sostegno. Credo la parola sostegno sia la cosa fondamentale, in quanto se io non faccio una determinata cosa, è molto probabile che un'altra persona mi supporta per riuscire a fare questa cosa qua. Allora, avevo 17 anni quando ho scoperto che mia mamma era malata di tumore, di leucemia, però io l'ho scoperto, entrambi i genitori, sia mia mamma che mio papà, hanno aspettato che io fossi presente con loro ad andare via. Io sono arrivato fuori dalla sua stanza, che stavo ancora respirando, e dentro con lei c'era mia nonna, sua mamma. Io sono arrivato lì, dopo 30 secondi si è fermato tutto. Stessa cosa con mio papà, corridoio, entro nel corridoio, vedo mia nonna, mio nonno, i suoi genitori, che fanno di avvicinarsi, eccetera. Dopo 20 secondi che sto camminando il corridoio sento mia nonna gridare dicendo Silvio svegliati, quindi io sono arrivato lì esattamente il momento che è venuto a mancare. Parola famiglia è una parola che viene detta molto spesso quando ci si sente bene in una determinata situazione, che non può essere anche la famiglia di sangue, ma una famiglia o delle persone che sono state presenti, come è successo a me, in momenti molto importanti. E sicuramente la famiglia del football, la famiglia dei Simil Milano, la famiglia di tutto il movimento del football italiano, da sempre, dopo questi momenti qua, sono stati molto presenti.
So, guys, there it is. We got a little snippet of the episode from the documentary series, which is available exclusively on the ELF Game Pass. So if you want to see the full thing, check it out on the Game Pass. We're lucky enough right now to have Gianluca with us here on the show, who you just saw in that snippet. Gianluca, thanks for joining us on the show, man. How's everything going?
You're in Milan, cold days, like everywhere in Europe, not in Mallorca where Lorenzo was in these days. But everything is okay, guys. Thank you to have me.
Yeah. And man, first question, how was it being a part of this documentary filming process and being on screen in this?
Yeah, it's been really nice because I relive like old moments, good and bad moments, But in general, it's been a nice experience. My first experience with a troop behind me for 3 days or 4 days here in Milan. We went everywhere in Milan, my whole neighborhood, my old house, and go at the field with the kids. So nice experience.
Was it pretty emotional to relive that? I know hearing about your parents, losing your parents at 17.
Yeah, it's past almost 10 years ago from now. But how I say in the documentary, football helped me a lot.
Yeah,
I think without football, I don't know where I was now. because I remember the day I lost my mom. In the night, I was in the field with my teammates. I decided to go in the field and stay with my teammates.
Wow.
So a lot of people and teammates say, how you can do that? How you can pass that with so easy? For sure, it's been hard. Like in particular, first days, first months. Probably right now, again, I feel something bad inside me, but life go. So I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
really happy to be here with you. I'm really happy to be in the movement of football in Europe. So that's it.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. I think that's kind of it's a beautiful thing. Kind of what you touched on a little bit in the documentary in your interview is the family aspect of football and kind of that camaraderie and brotherhood and support system you get from your football team. And it was really cool to kind of just hear you talking about that. I know Silas and I have been lucky enough to experience that. And when you play football and have that as a part of your life, it's very helpful. How, you're still with Milan, right?
Yeah.
You've been with Milan your whole career, and you just re-signed with Milan.
Exactly.
And do you ever have any desire to go to another team, or is it Milan Seaman for you for always?
My football journey started in 2009 with Milano Seaman. Then I decided to go to study in Mexico in 2015. Then come back in 2019 again in Milano. And Milano is my city. I born here, and I feel good here. Now I'm working here with my tennis guys. So I don't think I will go somewhere else. And I'm 30, so I don't know how many years I can play again at a high level. So I feel good here in Milan. For sure, this year will be a particular year because after 5 years with Luke Zaratka, I will get some ball from another QB, Zach. So will be for sure a new experience.
Gianluca, I just want you to know that I'm still a little upset that you showed up in 2019 and joined the Milano Seaman to beat us in the championship.
Exactly. I arrived for the semifinal.
Yeah, I worked really hard that season to try to win, and you had to just come and beat us.
Ruin it, man. Gianluca, you touched on it. Luke Zaratka, he's not going to be your guys' quarterback anymore.
Mhm.
He's been a staple. He's been kind of the face of the Seaman for years. I think a lot of people were surprised to see him go. How does that feel for you and for the team? How is the team responding to this, to losing kind of such a mainstay for so many years?
Everybody know how the organization of Frankfurt is. So it's really important organization. They try in the past. They won already. They tried last year, and for sure they want to win also in the future. So I think Luke did a perfect decision. So I'm really happy for him. Can't wait to see him and Markel, because also Markel played with the Milano Seaman in 2021. 22, sorry. So I'm really happy for Luke. I will miss him a lot because he's my big brother. Can't wait to see him in the field, also with another jersey, but I'm really happy for him, 100%.
Did he want to just get out of Italy and experience that? Because I know that he probably will live in Italy for a long time.
Yeah, he arrived in Italy, I think, since 2014, something like this. So he lived almost 10 years here in Italy. But for sure, him decide to move somewhere to try another experience, another organization, another level, because probably Frankfurt now is one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the league.
Yeah.
So we know normally a competitive athlete try to go where the competition is really, really high.
Right.
Now, also the competition is really high. We try to do our best. We are building year by year. Our second year will be different. Last year, up and downs, but Luke for sure he will be really important for Frankfurt. He will be really important for the league.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure. And another point, Gianluca, I mean, this was obviously the Milano Seamen have been an organization for years, but last year was their first year, your guys' first year in the ELF, kind of going from being the top team in Italy in the Italian league to not winning as many games last year in the ELF. Maybe this was a new thing for a lot of you guys on the Seamen who are so used to winning all the time. Can you talk a little bit about this experience and this challenge that you guys face in having a little bit different scenario in the ELF?
Yeah, for sure. Now with the ELF, the level of American football in Europe grow a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to answer a little bit also the question Silas did why in Germany there are a lot of fans and this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, in Germany there are almost 100,000 athletes play American football. In Italy, we have probably only 50,000. So also this one can be a parameter to understand how Italian league or Italian teams or Spanish team are not so good like German teams, but we are working for go there. So
yeah,
for the team, we know it's not a year deal, but we need to build for 2-3 years. So no pressure. We try to do our best. The organization, the president is working a lot in this period to sign a lot of new guys, a competitive roster, a competitive team, and that's it.
Yeah,
awesome. We need time, step by step.
Yeah, absolutely, man. When you're building like that, yeah, you need time and yeah, step by step, like you said. I'll say last question for you, Gianluca. We talked about the team and everything. What are your personal goals as a football player for this year coming up?
If you want to say something about numbers, I have minimum probably 5-6 TDs this year, because last year wasn't really bad season for me. For the team, best record of 2023. So some wins.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Awesome. Gianluca, thank you so much for joining Silas and I in the chat on the show. I appreciate your vulnerability and opening up for the documentary that's on the Game Pass and for talking with us, man. I think what you touched on is a beautiful thing that a lot of us people in the football community really know and like, and it's a very special thing. So we really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Have a great one, man. Thanks
Merry Christmas.
Dude, what an awesome guy.
Yeah,
Gianluca.
Awesome.
Love him. Really cool. Well, Silas, look what we've got now. We are at the Black Week giveaway. So some of you guys are going to win some really nice watches. So we've got 3 Apple Watches and 3 Galaxy Watches coming from our friends, the sponsor of the show, Euronics. And we are going to give them away now with a raffle drawing. So pay attention, guys. Let's see if we call your numbers. Maxie, our producer, let's get the spin going. Let's see what the first product is.
How do they get entered in this thing?
By buying tickets at the championship game. So yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Tickets. All right, first one, Galaxy Watch. Okay, a Galaxy Watch, and it is gonna go to Lucky.
Is it numbers or is it names here?
It'll be a number, I think. So you guys got to know if you've got the number. And it is number 17524. Congratulations. You just won a Galaxy Watch courtesy of Euronics. All right, Silas, you want to dish up the next one for us?
Yeah, I mean.
It's a digital spin.
Apple Watch Ultra. I've always wanted one of those.
There you go. I got one right here.
I haven't always wanted that, but I would take one of those. All right, let's spin it up again.
Well, zoom. See what we got? All
right, here we go. The winning number is #17434.
Congratulations. You just won an Apple Watch. Silas, you just outed yourself as a millennial by calling the number sign a hashtag. You technology driven child. Here we go. Next one is Galaxy Watch. Who's getting it? Check your tickets. Check your
It's
numbers.
true. I have to buy a ticket. I'm not buying a ticket, bro. If they don't give me a free ticket after doing this whole show,
I'm sure you'll get a ticket. Maybe we'll do a show from the game. Then we won't have to deal with the internet. We'll be in together.
Winner.
And it's going to be
17436.
there. It is 17436. Halfway down. 3 more to go, guys. Let's roll it. Who's going to win? A Galaxy Watch or an Apple Watch?
Called it. Let's go.
Apple Watch again.
Series.
And who's getting one?
9.
Damn. Euronics is that's nice for you guys to give away these
I know.
watches.
6 of them, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Who's he gonna be? 17464. I'm sure you're a great person, and I congratulate you on your Apple Watch. There you go. 2 more to go. Oh, Series 9.
It's going to be a Galaxy. I'm calling it right now.
Well, we've got a 50-50 chance.
Let's go.
Look at you with your statistics. Who wins it, Silas?
I'm going to say it's 17454. 17454. Could you imagine? That would be so cool.
If you get that right, man, then you get the watch.
17465. Dude, I was 9 off.
Almost, man. And the last one is obviously, let's see what it lands on.
These numbers are from the championship game. The tickets from the championship game.
Yeah, so you check your raffle number from the championship game ticket.
Yeah.
To see if you're one of the lucky winners. Last one, last spin here. Let's give it to us.
Who is it? 17654.
So that's who we got.
17498.
There we have it. The Galaxy Watches, the Apple Watches, the giveaway from Euronics. Congratulations to everyone who won one of those watches. That's pretty awesome. It just goes to show you guys, you can't go wrong getting tickets for the championship game. You'll have a chance to win more fun prizes like that. Well, now, Silas, that we're done with the watch raffle from Euronics, we've got a pretty special guest coming in with us. It is, what's that, Mike? It is the one and only Coach Jim Tomsula, Rhine Fire.
I thought you were stalling. You're supposed to stall that. Oh, there we go.
Hey, hold on. Keep stalling. I'm getting a coffee.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got to stall because Coach Tomsula needs.
Wait, I want to get some coffee too.
Grab a coffee. I'll be right here. I already got one.
I have my teapot
There you go.
right here, but I don't have any coffee.
That's a nice Christmas tree Coach has got there.
It is a
Look at that.
really nice Christmas tree over there. I kind of feel like I am FaceTiming my grandpa right now.
You can tell Coach that. For those who don't know, while Coach is getting ready, just to give a little backstory, former San Francisco 49ers head coach, spent 13 seasons in the NFL, was the Rhine Fire head coach in 2006 when it was part of the World League, the NFL Europe, and has since come back to Europe, come back to Germany, and obviously won the ELF championship this year with the Rhine Fire, was named Coach of the Year.
Obviously.
Basically did everything you can do. And there he is, Coach Tomsula.
Guys, I'm sorry.
It's all good. You kind of look like you're in the middle of a Christmas movie right now.
Yeah, you know what? I wish I was, damn it. Okay.
There you go, Coach. Merry Christmas time. Hey, Coach, appreciate you coming on the show. Got a lot of questions for you. First of all, going into the offseason after winning a championship with the Rhine Fire, sometimes it is difficult to retain a roster. Once people win a championship, sometimes people go. They get the ring and they go want to do other things, be a star at some other teams. Are you guys, how is recruiting going for 2024? And you seeing any residual effects from the championship there?
Well, guys, we kind of take a different approach at the Rhine Fire. In my, years ago, I was a college football coach, and it was recruiting and all that kind of stuff. And we don't. Never in my life have I had to de-recruit a guy, which means we go out and we tell you all kind of fancy things and nice things, And then then once we get you to sign a piece of paper, things change, and we start to de-recruit and do that stuff. So we don't really take that approach. What we do is we speak to guys. We earmarked a group of players that we want back, that are core to the team, and we get conversations going with those guys. But again, we don't get into a lot of things right there at the end of the season, because quite frankly, I tell our players, to me, you're making a mistake, because salary cap, the salary cap's not distinguished yet. And you're going off of old numbers, and then you sign pieces of paper as a player, and you sign them early. You're locked in, you've made an agreement, and then the salary cap changes. And maybe there's more money in that salary cap, and maybe there's things that can be done there. So we keep that there. We have signed players once we do have that information. So we've been signing players, but then we keep communication going on with guys, very honestly, to go through it, because at the end of the day, we do a lot of character work. Seeing and when I say character, the makeup of the guy, the person, because we want to have it. We're talking about our day to day. So going to practice, you play 12 football games, and then the playoffs and championship and those things. So, I mean, you're talking about 12, 15 days. But there's a whole lot of days that you're spending together to build that, to go for those 12 to 15 days, game days. So we want people, when they come to practice, I want somebody getting in their car coming to practice that's excited as hell about getting to practice, excited as hell to be with the players, the teammates that they're going to be with. So, and to me, that's one of the greatest things about American football, okay, is the idea that it really is a team. I don't care how, I mean, obviously I've got two great players here. One just retired, and you understand that no matter how good you are, if your surrounding cast isn't there, you can't do it on your own in football. Cannot happen. Does not happen. It is the true team sport. I can't just dish it off to you and you fire up some threes. Okay. I can't kick the ball over there to you and you dribble down the field and score. It takes the whole group. And that's what we're focused on. And we're focused on putting those pieces of the puzzle together to where guys can come in, they can be together, they can enjoy their teammates, that pureness of the football team. And, you know, we all, any of us here in football, when you step away from it, I don't know many people that say, gosh, I miss the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going to tell you they miss the locker room.
Yeah.
They miss the interaction with the players. And that's the way we approach it. It is an honest thing. I'm very honest with guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to treat you right in the Rhine Fire. We're going to walk around and we're going to hold our chin up and tell you, you come to the Rhine Fire, you're treated in a first class manner. We're going to treat you that way. Contrary to maybe other people's comments, we don't cheat. We play by the rules. Okay. And we're going to do that because quite frankly, having two sets of books, and, you know, it happens in pro football all the time. It happened, you know, CFL almost shut down years ago because of those things. And quite frankly, it's terrible for the league. Okay. Mm-hmm. The league's not going to make it if there's any of that underhanded stuff going on. So we try to keep things the straight way. We talk to people straight up. And we don't really necessarily use the word recruit. We discuss. Now there are some guys on our team that from last year that we earmark. And again, we are in pro football, guys. Football. All right. And we take that real serious at Rhine Fire. Like, for instance, we don't have a sporting director. We don't have a team manager. We have a director of player personnel. We have an operations director. We have a director of administration. We have a medical director. We've set it up like a professional organization all the way down so that the way we communicate is in that way. But when you talk about pro football, you are talking about things that come into play, whether it be age, whether it be injury status, whether it, those are just, quite frankly, honest things that we have to look at. And so those are all the things that come in, and we don't do things fast and quick, and we're not looking to win a press conference.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Not looking to win a press conference. You touched on it a little bit there, Coach, of how you run things in a professional manner, and you have these positions that are professional positions here. But it is still American football in Europe. You coming from your NFL experience, American football in the United States, and then coming to coach American football in Europe, there is a little bit of difference in kind of handling the situation differently. Can you talk a little bit about adjusting your approach or tweaking anything for the European game, for the European world of American football?
Well, I'll go back to a couple of things there, and I'm not trying to give you these 2-hour answers, but I grew up at 26 years old. I was hired for the England Monarchs in the NFL Europe, the old World Football League, in the NFL Europe. So that was 1996. We got people on this screen that maybe weren't born then, and spent 10 years. So I wasn't at Division I colleges learning my craft. I was in Europe. Now it was a different way because we were bringing over American bubbles with American foot. It was completely flipped on the way it is right now. We had 4 or 6 international players, homegrowns, okay, and everybody else was American. Okay, so you were developing young players for the National Football League, and then there was a little side caveat that, hey, let's look at, maybe there's some international talent here, and got very involved in the international talent side of it, and it's really cool to see where it is now. In 1998, I think it was 98, I was in a room with a guy named Tony Allen, and I don't know if everybody knows that, but Tony actually coached with the London Monarchs. I was there with him, and when the Monarchs shut down, Tony became director of player personnel for the NFL for the entire world outside of Canada and America. And I went to work for Tony, and we were everywhere. We were all over Mexico, South America. We were all over Europe. All over Europe. And we did combines, and we started. I was sitting in the room, and our defensive coordinator, Richard Kent, was with us. And Richard actually stayed and lived in Germany after the NFL Europe seasons, and he worked in the development for NFL International. And we just fell in love with the whole program. And I think it was 98, we were in a room with Tony Allen, and he came up with this international player program that you guys might know as the IPP.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we were sitting in that room when Tony started talking about that, and then he started talking about having an academy. This is 1998.
Wow.
And that academy came true in London, right outside of London there, just a few years ago.
Yeah.
So we were involved in those things, and it was so freaking cool. I mean, I've been on dirt roads. I think I was in Belarus. I'm not even sure, with Tony looking for a 6'6" offensive lineman that I couldn't even pronounce his name.
Wow.
So wild things, and it was always a dream to come back to Europe. But what we have now, when you talk about changing or adapting, people want to look at the NFL right now, and they want to compare ELF, it's pro football, ELF compared to the NFL and that kind of stuff. Well, we structured our organization to be a professional football team. So it's structured that way. Is there the money? No. Is there that lifestyle? No. But what I try to tell our players, and I try to tell you guys, and it's, if you go back and watch old NFL films from the 50s and the 60s, even the early 70s, the NFL players had day jobs.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
And in the season, they had to go find a job somewhere in a city, and they had to work a job. They went to practice in the evenings, and they played games on the weekend. That was the old starting points of the NFL. And you can see that on a lot of those old NFL films.
Wow.
And I try to tell our players, that's what you are. You're the pioneers of this thing.
Wow.
Exactly. See,
Let's not-
I
let's
love
not-
that. Yeah, the
Let's
pioneer.
not compare this to the NFL today.
Right.
It's not.
Sure.
But let's compare it to that.
Yeah.
And in my career, I was able to, those guys always fascinated me. So I was always able to go talk to those guys. You know, some of the old guys that come back and they'd talk about working in a, hell, you're talking a couple of those old Green Bay Packers. My God, they worked in a meat packing plant.
Wow.
You talk to some of the guys with the old Steelers, they were working in a steel mill. And to listen to them tell their stories and the pride that they had in it. Now, they didn't make the money.
Right.
But this is where, to me, this is where we are in pro football in Europe right now. And,
Wow.
And I it excites the hell out of me. This is a dream come true for me. The entire time I was, look, I'm luckier in hell that I was able to coach in the National Football League and all those things. I'm grateful. But I got to tell you, the greatest job I've had, maybe the most important job I've had, is the one I have now. And
Wow.
it's so pure. And when you come back and talk to people, and you guys have American roots, you know, my God, I explain to people that you go to Germany, a guy has to go buy his own helmet for $500. Then he buys some shoulder pads. Then he shows up and says, I want to play football. But now he has to pay the club to join. Then God forbid you make it to the playoffs and it's an away game because everybody's got to pitch in their $45 to pay for the bus.
Right.
Okay, you want to talk about passion. You want to talk about purity. You want to talk about all the great things that football stands for. That's what we have in Europe right now. And I'm able to be there to coach. My wife's able to be involved in them. Are you kidding me? This is dream come true.
Wow.
I love that, Coach. That gets me hyped up. The passion. Silas, were you about to say something?
Well, I was just going to say that. So this is the reason we got beat 55-0.
No.
It's the passion for the game. That's why. Sorry, guards.
No. It's
There
but
we go.
it does. I mean, it does. The success of the Rhine Fire points to the fact that you actually care this much. And my biggest question, which you answered just in sharing your story, was why someone like you would come to Europe and be this invested in. Because I've seen a lot of American coaches come over, and majority of them come over and are disappointed the whole time about the lack of money and facilities and management and all that stuff. And so my question, which you answered in your story, was why did you come? And you answered it's the purity of the sport that you get to be a part of, and that's awesome.
But really, guys, when you talk about it, okay, seriously, you love to compete. I get that. All right, you two guys are athletes. Again, we've got a young guy here just retired. So that blood, that pump in your heart in competition is still very, very new, and it's still there, right? You're working through this transition and things like that. But really, everybody talks about loving the game. Oh, you got to love for the game. They talk about you got to protect the game. They talk about you got to do good for the game. Everybody's always putting this thing out there about the game. Well, the question I always ask those people is, what is the game? Okay, so for me, the game is people. The game is players. And there is nothing I love more than being around a group of young men. And I get more aha moments and more excited in a practice when a guy's been trying to do something for 3 or 4 days, he's working on it, and then he gets it, and he comes to you with his big smile, or you see that smile happen when it clicks. Dude, these guys, the way they're doing it and what's going on. So really, when people give you all this malarkey and all these quotes and all this stuff, okay, what is the game, dude? I mean, do you like to sit and draw up plays? I got to tell you, that's the thing I hate the most.
Yeah.
I'm watching film, love dealing with players, but now I got to sit down with a pencil and a piece of paper. I feel like I'm in math class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn,
That's
coach,
right.
your passion for the game, it is very obvious, and it's something that's really inspiring. And I think exactly what you said. These guys are kind of like at the pioneers of American football growing in Europe, and it's just such a cool thing. And damn, coach, we could talk to you all day about this stuff. We appreciate you coming on. We did hear that you have some news for us.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything you would like to say to the people?
You're talking about my man.
I think I might be.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to share the news?
Yeah, I'm supposed to let you know. Well, we're excited to let you know that Glenn Tunga will be back with us,
Wow.
and hopefully not just for 1 year, but for a while. And he's the things I want to speak on Glenn real quick about. Everybody knows he can run the football, and he's a tremendous football player. But what I'd like everybody to know is what a hell of a teammate he is, what a good person he is, how damn excited I am that he is part of our program and in our community. And the Rhine Fire, we spend a lot of time in our community, and we want to be a partnership in our community, part of our community, our fan, everything. I mean, gosh, we had a combine the other day. There's 500,000 people there. Okay. And Glenn Tunga, just the way what he has done in Dusseldorf, and the way he has carried himself, and the way he has his humble approach, and just the way he's done things has been terrific. Okay. And I'm just so excited about the person and the football player.
Wow.
Amazing. Coach, thank you so much for your time, for your insights. I'm sure everybody was thrilled to hear everything you had to say and everything you're doing for football in Europe. Thank you so much.
Wait, don't leave yet.
We do.
There he is.
The man. Glenn Tunga, welcome to the show.
Wait, don't leave yet. There he is.
Welcome to the show.
Oh,
What's up,
Glenn,
guys?
you're watching the show on YouTube, aren't you?
Wait, don't leave yet. There he is. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Glenn, you're watching the show on YouTube.
Yeah, I am. I'm watching it on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you need to pause that.
Yeah, I took it off. I'm here now.
You got to turn that down, bro.
What's up, guys?
Glenn, can you hear? Are you with us here? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
us?
can hear you guys. Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Very nice. Hey, Glenn, I mean, you just heard Coach Tom Sula talk about you, not only who you are as a football player, but who you are as a person. How does that feel to know that your head coach feels that about you?
Coach is my guy. I appreciate Coach. I love Coach. He's my guy. Like, from my first conversation, he's like had my back, and he's been like consistent with that throughout the whole year. So yeah, Coach knows I love him. I appreciate Coach so much. The Coach is my guy.
I wish I had a coach talk about me like that.
The problem is my wife loves Glenn.
Julie,
We have a class at
our German class.
Yeah, we have a German class where our non-German speaking players can go to class every week to learn the Deutsch. And
that's perfect.
My wife's partner was Glenn Tunga.
Yes, sir.
There
I
we
didn't even know
go.
it was his wife.
Glenn, how is your German coming along?
Slow. I'm getting there though. I have this like podcast on Spotify that I'm listening to. I'm getting there slowly. Hopefully in like a couple years time, I'll be there.
There we go. So
Glenn,
go ahead, Silas.
kannst du mit mir Deutsch sprechen?
Yeah. I would love that. Yeah. Yeah.
Mein Deutsch ist sehr gut.
Look at
Ich kann
this.
Yeah,
sie-
what he said. That's great news.
International
Yeah.
show we got here, guys. Glenn, how's off-season training going? I was talking to Coach. We were talking to Coach a little bit about it. I mean, you guys are kind of at the pinnacle of American football in Europe with that dominant season and everything. And you personally, obviously having the season that you did and the performances you had. Where are you at mentally? How do you stay at the top mentally when you've been achieving this stuff?
You want another one. Like, I'm never satisfied with one. I like to win all the time. I like to compete all the time. I always feel like there's room for me to improve. So I feel like that's what keeps me training, keeps me going. I always feel like I could do better. I could be better. So that's just like my mindset all the time. So yeah, we won last year, but you know, this year's a new year. Can we be a better team? Can we be better individuals? Can I perform better? So that's what keeps me going.
It might be hard to answer this with Coach right here on the stream with us, but did you ever consider any other teams in the ELF? I'm sure a lot of people are after you.
No, I always knew I was going back to Ryan. Outside of the football side of things, and obviously we went undefeated, we won a championship. I think what stood out to me the most was how welcoming the guys are when I first got there. Obviously going there late, like it felt like I had been there this whole time. Coach being consistent with who he was. I feel like some coaches do a really good job of being like nice when they're trying to recruit you, and then they become this different person once you're there or after you win. But coach has been the same person throughout. And so have all the other coaches. So for me, it was like super obvious that I was going to go back to Ryan if they want me back. So yeah, back there.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, I mean, it's just what Coach was saying is, you know, you're not trying to put on a show or performance or anything in the recruitment. And it's, you know, about recruiting people and people that fit with you guys' organization and your guys' culture. And kudos to you guys.
If you had heard my first conversation with Coach, it was hilarious.
What was it?
I told everyone. Coach told me straight away. He told me we're gonna win this championship. But he told me I want you to come along with us. I want you to be part of this journey. In fact, you have so much more to do. And then from there I was like, oh damn, okay. He's like, yeah, we don't need you. He's like, we don't need you. We got all the guys we need, but I want you to come along. And then from there, I've just been like super bought in. And I was like, damn, okay, this is someone who actually like cares about the individuals and not just about winning a championship.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you had so many great plays throughout your
right now.
Yeah, there you go. We're actually here to negotiate Glenn's contract with you, Coach. We're representing him. Glenn, you've had a ton of great plays throughout your career and throughout this year. This year, any plays in particular that stick out to you when you watch yourself on film? You're like, damn, that's pretty legit. Pretty proud of myself.
Definitely the hurdle in the finals. That's definitely that's an easy decision. Mainly because I never used to be able to hurdle people. It's something I've actually just started learning how to do. And then to obviously score in the finals in front of all our fans, in front of my mom. That's an occasion that will stick with me.
Okay, nice. And Coach Tomsula, what, if any, plays jump out in your mind? Maybe there's a different play that maybe jumps out in your mind of your favorite play of Glenn that encompasses who he is as a player.
Well, it wasn't in a game. It was in practice.
Okay.
And Glenn came through, and I always stand in the back watching from the back. And Glenn came through. He took the handoff, and he came through. It was probably the first or second practice he was there. And I coached against a guy named Edrin James a long time ago. And Edrin could make what I call a jump cut. And actually, it's a cut without ever sticking your foot in there. It's like it happens with your feet off the ground. And it's a way that you get downhill as a running back. And Glenn come through there, and he's working. It was his own play, and it was to the right. And Glenn came, and the tackle was working over the top, and then he punched that inside shoulder out. And Glenn followed that block. And just as that happened, phew, it was a cut, and the acceleration through the hole was like I couldn't wait to get home and watch that on tape. And I didn't want him to know I was that excited, so I actually turned around.
Hey, we're gonna need some footage of that play. We're gonna need somebody to dig that up for us. We can do that. Woo. Yeah. Jeez. Hey guys, I mean we could talk with you all day. Silas, do you have any other questions you want to hit before we have to let the guys go?
No, I'm just sitting over here in my feelings, thinking about having a coach talk to me like this. I can't. I don't know if I've ever had a coach just encourage me the way that you have with Glenn. Glenn, you have a great coach, and don't take that for granted.
Oh no way.
Don't take it for granted.
No way. Coach is the guy. He's the guy.
Glenn,
Guys,
you already signed the contract, buddy. Hey, you're signed.
You don't have to keep up the show. You're signed.
I need that 3 years like Holland. I need that 3 years, coach. So I'm trying to get. Give me that
Hey,
3 years.
you're next, Glenn, on the
tomorrow.
long-term deal. There you go. Guys, thank you again so much for coming on the show. Thank you both for everything you're doing for football in Europe, for the ELF. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It gets us so excited to have guys like you involved in everything. And we appreciate it so much. And thanks for giving us the time today to talk with us and to talk with everybody.
Anytime.
Thank you to what you guys are doing.
Coach wants to go back into his pool.
Thanks, Coach.
Leave you to it, Coach.
You guys get back to it. And you guys have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Take care, man.
Merry Christmas.
Damn, Silas. That's I mean, you touched on it there. Just that's a pretty cool coach-player relationship, huh?
That's what and he's right. Like the relationships that's the game of football, and when you have a coach who really cares about you as a person, not as just a player, that's when it is it's really fun. Like football, when it just becomes about you being a player, it could really ruin the game for you. And I've seen that happen tons of times. And so I didn't really have a chance too long to talk to Coach Tomasula during the season. I talked to him a little bit after one of our games, but he definitely I'm a big fan now. I'm a big fan of his, and I really appreciate his desire to grow the sport out in Europe as well, because that's something that we connect on a lot.
It's really cool. And lastly, before we move on, it's really cool to see, a guy who's had NFL head coaching experience for one of the most prolific NFL teams, the 49ers. And you'd think he'd come out here to Europe and be all about just the on-field X's and O's, everything. And it's the total opposite for him. It's about the relationships and the growth of the game. And I just think it's a really, really awesome thing.
Well, that ties into his story of being in Europe for 10 years. That's the part that I didn't know, and it didn't make sense to me until this conversation, because I was like, why does this guy care about actually being a good coach in Europe? Most coaches come to just end their career and have some fun.
Right. And yeah, so his story makes all sense. Pretty damn awesome. We've got guys, we've got a little giveaway for you. You guys still here in the chat with us. One of you guys will win a free Game Pass courtesy of Euronics, a Game Pass for the 2024 season. To enter, type in the chat right now, type in Euronics, and one of you guys who types Euronics in the Game Pass or in the chat here will win a free Game Pass.
I'm going to do it.
Silas, you are excluded.
ELF stars second. All right, Game Pass. Comment. Wait, am I signed?
One of you guys will be contacted. Look at them go. One of you guys will win it. Our producer, Maxie, is hard at work. Okay, so one of you guys will win that. Thank you guys for entering. We've got breaking news right now. Signing Center, guys. We are returning to the Signing Center, and we've got some breaking news.
Mahungu.
Anthony Mahungu to Paris. Damn. Dude, Paris is...
Who's the quarterback for Paris?
Zach Edwards.
Oh, did he resign?
I saw, in the gossip, I don't think he's officially re-signed. I did see him on Instagram stories with one of the owners of Paris, like getting food and hanging out. So I'm assuming they're going to go with Zach again, Magic Zach. Like we talked about him a little last week. They were really picking up at the end of the season last year. They started off having to play like the hardest teams, and they're going to be a scary team.
That's a big signing for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. So Paris is going to be a scary team, man. I'm good job, Coach Mark Mattioli. Way to go with that signing. That's huge. You see Mahungu get back into France. We're going to announce now the winner of the Euronics Game Pass giveaway. Nightwing27. Nightwing27, you are the lucky winner of a free Game Pass. Guys, the Game Pass is great. You watch the games on there throughout the season. You can watch the documentary. There's other content on there. You can watch multi-games at a time. I mean, it's before I got involved with the ELF, I was using the Game Pass. It's great. So congrats to Nightwing27. You will be contacted, and you'll get a free Game Pass.
Is Mahungu French or is he German? What is his nationality?
He is a French passport, I believe. Yeah, so he's going. He's going home. Yeah, it's big time, man. It's big time. So there we have it, Silas. That's another week for us. We battled through a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning, man.
Yeah, you battled through
But
it.
we made it.
My internet was fine. That's your fault. And then
It could be,
But then you just left me hanging. I don't know this script like you do. I'm sitting over here just staring at the screen waiting for you to say something, and then you just disappear.
Guys, we're sorry about that. We appreciate you guys who stuck around even through our technical difficulties. Silas, I am sorry personally for abandoning you in such a scary situation.
Thank you.
I promise to try to never do that again. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the second ever ELF live show. Silas and I have a lot of fun doing this. We're pumped about the league, about being involved and all the stuff. Silas, you got anything for the people?
Yeah, I mean, just let us know what you guys would like to see more of, or what what would be interesting to you regarding the ELF from your perspective. And just bear with us as we continue to build off this. Like Jim was talking about, it just takes time to build something. And in the same way, the NFL isn't the NFL. The NFL 30 years ago isn't the NFL now. The ELF isn't going to be the ELF in 30 years. It's like we got to start somewhere, and it's the same with all the media and all that as well. And so,
we appreciate you guys bearing with us. We're going to keep, getting better, hopefully, and improving every single week on the show.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, we have a lot of fun doing it, and we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you the same time next week. Silas, I'll see you this time next week, man. Then we can catch up.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
See you guys.